Yeah, but it's on YouTube already. We're in the series. Bezrat Hashem, Kol Hashana Erachot B'chol Yom V'tach Lo Shechub Ben Olba. Bezrat Hashem, we are holding on the Rosh Chodesh Av. The month unfortunately started, and we have not rebuilt the Beit HaMikdash. Hashem should have Rachamanut on us and give us strength to rebuild the Beit HaMikdash, to do tshuva properly, 100% come back to Hashem. Today is, as we said, the first of the month of Av, Wednesday of Parashat Devarim. We'll be continuing learning the two mitzvot d'oraita, mitzvah number 509, where on the holidays, in the Beit HaMikdash, work must be divided evenly amongst the Kohanim and Leviim. And the Bezrat Hashem also, mitzvah number 10, will be discussing you're not allowed to practice kesamim. Now, what does all that mean? We're going to, Bezrat Hashem, start the mitzvot instantly. The mitzvot are sponsors. L'rfuah shlema l'kol cholei amo Yisrael b'chalalam le'Yosef Chaim ben Mafrat Chaya bat Leah Bezrat Hashem l'kol cholei amo Yisrael. Mitzvah 509. Shehiyu HaKohanim ve'Aleviim. There will be a gathering of Kohanim and Leviim in the Beit HaMikdash, of Dim Beit HaMikdash, mishmarot. And all that there will be all gathered in their own mishmarot, their watch times. Klamar lechitot yeduot. So each one of the Kohanim and Leviim have their own, as we know, their own time of service. So you cannot have Kohanim dealing together, all Kohanim in one time in the Beit HaMikdash. There's not going to be enough work for anybody. All right? However, that's throughout the whole year, where Kohanim are designated to their groups of 24 sessions, 24 different periods. Basically, it's the work in the Beit HaMikdash is divided into 24 parts. It is 24 weeks. Every Shabbat afternoon, there will be changing of the guard, so to speak. The guard that are, as we already know, that besides the job the Kohanim and Leviim do in the Beit HaMikdash, they also guard the Beit HaMikdash. That's one of the jobs. So that it's therefore it's called mishmarot. Those are the ones who are guarding, watchmen over the service in the Beit HaMikdash. And we know the purpose of the service in the Beit HaMikdash is obviously to watch over us, Am Israel, to watch over the whole world, to make sure there is prosperity. So there are 24 families in Kohanim, specifically that were designated in that matter, where every week there will be a change of a guard on Shabbat afternoon. So with that respect, each Kohani family and the Leviim and everybody had their own week that they were supposed to perform. It was twice a year, sometimes maybe 3 times the fence. You have 48 mishmarot throughout 1 year, and there's about 52 to 54 weeks. So some families had the ability of serving in Beit HaMikdash 3 times a year sometimes. But that was only 4 or 5 families. Depends if the year has a, if the year has a second Adar, there will be more. So, but again, so that was the whole thing. The Kohanim and Leviim were dedicating in the Beit HaMikdash service, full-time service, for 1 week at a time. As we know that it's strenuous work. That's a full-time job over there, and the only clothing they were allowed to wear, the only clothing that the Torah mentions, no shoes, no socks, no underwear. Those are only for They had to wear pants, a belt, a coat, and a hat. That's it. That was the regular Kohen service. Those 4 begadim, and that would make it light on them. The Kohanim were obviously inspected every morning before they went to service. So now, this mitzvah 509 discusses now what happens when we have holidays, when there is a mass migration. You have mass migration throughout 3 times a year into Beit HaMikdash, the Sukkot, Pesach, and Shavuot, and you have a full migration of the entire Jewish nation. They're coming to present their gifts, present their offerings to Hashem Elokeinu. And in this instance, since you have a big migration of the Jews, every family of the Kohanim, the entire family of Kohanim Leviim, the whole Shevet Levi, who are fit to serve in the Beit HaMikdash, would come to Beit HaMikdash and serve. Now, in that instance, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is commending that they should all equally work. That means there will be obviously a line of the service, and it's amazing. On Pesach, especially Pesach, when you have a Korban Pesach, it was like a train. Literally, you couldn't see the Kohanim's hands. Yeah, you know that? The way that they worked so swiftly, bringing the Korban of the blood, throwing blood on the sacrificial blood of the Korban Pesach onto the Mizbeach, onto the altar, was an amazing job. So you could see like a chain. All you see is men standing. You don't even see their hands. They were so quick. You hear? They were so quick like this. Just one taking a kli and passing it, and another kohen at the bit, and the altar spilling it on the altar, the blood of the what's his name, of the Korban Pesach. It was a sight to behold. You couldn't see the hands of the kohanim. Literally, you could just see their bodies, and you couldn't see no hands because they were so swift working. We're talking about millions. In 6 hours, they would have to bring millions of korbanot. They have to spill the blood, millions of blood onto the mizbeach. Millions. And remember, in some assessments in the time of Beit HaMikdash, there were over 1 billion Jews in Jerusalem, in Israel. Over 1 billion Jews. Some places 190, 120 million. Gemara goes through very, very wild numbers. So one ship hosts about 200 to 300 people from one ship. So you calculate. Let's say so if you have even let's say 200 million people, you need to bring 1 million korbanot. Yeah, 1 million korbanot. How can you do that in 6 hours? By the way, 6 hours. It's not like you pre-sacrifice them and bring out the blood. At the 6 hours from midday till night, you must do all the sacrifices of Pesach. It's amazing. So when it comes to that, it says in the Torah. Let's see. It says in the Torah in the pasuk Devarim, chapter 18, pasuk Vav. V'chi yavo ha-Levi u'bechar ha-Levi ha-Kohen. So when the Torah tells you when the Levi comes, so it's all that our sages explain over there. Over here, it doesn't mean really Levi. It means everybody. The Kohanim Leviim. Haya av lechol hashevet. There will be leaders of every tribe. ובא בכל אות נפשו, בכל אבות נפשו. And over there, that he will be coming to be with his entire soul, meaning לשרת בשם השם אלוקיך, ככל האחיו הלוויים העומדים שם. So everyone, every family, every individual of the tribe of Levites would come, and they would be able to fulfill the mitzvah. And obviously, as we know, when they do services, they get certain presents that they take home. So in the time of the Chagim, we know that throughout the whole year, each family of the Kohanim, that's part of the 24 families, they could only partake only that family, which is on that week, right? And but here on the holiday, all the Kohanim, all the Levi will be involved. Okay? Continues the rabbi here. לעולם, כלומר אפילו שלא ברגלים, המודבר לבד ממקרב על האבות. מה מאחורי האבות? זה לזה, תולתה בשבילך, ואני בשבילתי. So again, the deal was that every family, every household would be divided into 24 families. That's it. So you couldn't come whenever you want. But on the holidays, as the Torah tells us, that on a special time of the service of big migration into Beit HaMikdash, then, in that instance, there would be all the Kohanim and Levim will be equally split the labor, and they would get whatever they get. משושי מצווה המשמרות ידועות וקבועות, לפי שכל המהלכות המטלות על מספר אנשים יודעים. Obviously, we understand the purpose of this mitzvah is not to have what's his name. First of all, we understand why there are family divisions in order that there should be enough to split. But over here, we know that what. Kadosh Baruch Hu knows that he commanded this big migration. So if you're going to have a big migration and you only have one household taking care of the things will be never done. As I told you, imagine you have 1 million korbanot just. 1 million korbanot to shech in 6 hours. People don't even know what a million looks like. Million million sheep coming. You know what that is? A million sheep is probably from here. If you put them all together, probably till North Miami Beach, you'll have all this sheep just standing line next to each other. We're talking, and you have to shave all of those in 6 hours. So obviously, with the mitzvah understood by itself, you don't need more than that explanation. That you need to have that so many hands-on to fulfill the mitzvah. ומחה ביד חברו ברגל שלא לעבוד בכל עוד נפשם בעוד נפשם ביטל עשה זה. So now, what's the problem here? How can somebody break this mitzvah? Any Kohen family, household tells the other ones, don't come on the holiday, or I will punish you or something, I'll hurt you. He's threatening him. That will be Aveira. Everybody has to come. Meaning, in order to prevent that there should be no infighting within families, then the Kadosh Baruch Hu specifically command on the Chagim, all the families should come. Mitzvah number 510. Shelo lekasom. This is talking about Shalosh Regalim. Yeah. Right, yeah. Discuss it. Mitzvah 510. Shelo liksom. There is a prohibition of doing kisum. Kisum means a certain witchcraft. Let's see. Shenino shelo laksom v'katav Rambam Zal. That we know that it says in Mitzvah Bodei in Rambam. שעניין הכסימה הוא המניע כוחו ומחשבתו לחשוב במין ממיני התנועה כאשר יעשו בעלי הכוחות כולם שיגידו מה שהתחדש קודם היותו. So again, what happened was that a person, this witchcraft, what is witchcraft? That there is certain way that you want to control the tenuah, the stream. What is the stream? This whole world is outlined in a certain way. It's outlined in a certain stream, and this individuals are trying to channel the stream different way. Yeah, like look at this world, right? The whole the galaxies are all turning. Everything is right. The Earth is stationary, and you have everything. Done. Everything is circulating around it. So meaning the time is going through us, right? The time is going through us. It's not that we're going through time. The time is going through us. And what happens is these individuals are trying to distort the stream. That's what Rambam says. They have a way of speech. Obviously, everything HaKadosh Baruch Hu used this world, created this world by speech, and obviously He gave there's power in speech that actually allows the stream to continue. So these magical people that know how to channel the streams, basically. You could channel the streams and change outcomes of what the normal nature is, and that's going to be a problem. כאשר יעשו בעלי הכוחות, כולם שיגידו מה שהתחדש קודם היותו. Right? That they know how to, I guess, say things and they happen before it happens. ואומנם יתאמן להם זה להיות כוח המחשבה והשיעור מהם חזק מאוד. פירוש לפירושו, כלומר שמתבודדים במחשבתם וקובעים כל הכוונה וכל ההרגש שלהם על אותו העניין שיחפצו לדעת. No, he says actually this witchcraft is more than what's his name? It's actually could tell them outcomes of certain things. מתוך ההתבודדות, הקביעות, החזק והתפשוט, כל המחשבה בכל ענייני העולם הגופני, תתערב נפשם עם הרוחניים הקולטים העתידות הקרובות כידוע בין החכמים. No, the Kesamim is different what I was saying. It's not changing the format of the stream. It's actually foretelling the stream. Yeah, foretelling what's about to come. So how they do it is they actually they connect themselves to the spirits, I guess, that actually proclaim the future. You hear? There are certain spirits that go out and proclaim what's coming up. The Gemara talks about it that before people die, there's actually announcements. He's about to die. So this person is about to die, prepare. If it's a tzaddik, they'll announce it for 30 days. If it's a rasha, that day that he dies, they make an announcement. Prepare, this person is coming to die. But if it's a tzaddik, it's 30 days. So you see that there is such a concept, that in this world, everything is proclaimed. Again, very simple. Obviously, it's true. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is what? Hashem is sending messages to do certain acts. Who are those messages? The angels. How does Hashem do it? With the wink of an eye? No. Hashem proclaims it. So I guess when Hashem proclaims it, what happens? In order for it to work, what has to happen? When Hashem utters the words out of his mouth, or whatever, it doesn't have a mouth, but I say when Hashem utters the words, what happens is now there's an aura of created in this world that goes and what? Enacts what Hashem said. So these guys, to do Ksamim, they actually intercept this aura, and they actually could foretell what's about to come in. What's about to come out. And that's Asur. You hear what he's saying? That's what Rambam is talking about. He's telling us that a person could actually foresee things connected to those spirits. As again, as we said, when Hashem utters the words, that in itself makes the future come out as knowledgeable. And these individuals, they distort. So what's the problem with that? So what's the problem with that? Again, obviously, the worst thing, if Hashem wanted us to know the future, what would He do? Huh? Everybody would know. Hashem doesn't want the people to know the future. That's not the whole point. The whole point is Hashem, Tamim tiyeh im Hashem elokecha. We are commanded to be Tamim. What does Tamim means? You work Hashem, you serve God just because you serve God. Finish. There is no reason. You're not serving Him for anything else. You're not serving Him for a party because they're going to feed you a beautiful meal, even though that's what we trick people. There's going to be a beautiful meal after the completion of some siyum.
That's what brings the crown.
Right, but that's not the purpose why you're serving God. You're not serving God of that. It's obviously b'toch shelo lishma lishma. We want people to come and encourage people to come. And even though, yes, we're enticing them with food, but that's not the main thing. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to serve Hashem just because. You know why I keep Shabbat? Just because. Rabbi, what are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you not touching ladies outside? Because Hashem said not to. Why can't you even shake a lady's hand? What's the big deal? Yes, Hashem told me I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed. It's Isur Doraita to shake a lady's hand. Oh, Rabbi, you sure about that? Where does it say in the Torah specifically? Yes, it says in the Torah. Anything you do with your wife, you're not allowed to do with another woman. Finish. Can you? Why are you shaking your hands? Why? Your wife's hands? Because you know you want to go somewhere with that. Same thing with the kissing. Why are you kissing a lady? No, I'm just kissing her in the cheeks. Ma, that's what you do with your wife. Therefore, it's asur to any other woman. I don't understand this business. Anyway, so same thing here. The Rabbi says there is obviously a future. Nothing is done in this world without uttering of the words by Hashem. And these individuals who do kisamim, they actually try to figure it out, and they establish their life on that basis. And obviously, we understand that this is okay. It's very good to say this over here. People go to a doctor, and the doctor says it's a boy. The doctor says it's a boy. And now the halacha is it's asur to prepare anything. You're not allowed to buy anything. You're not allowed to buy. Why? Because it's prediction of the future. And many times we know that a lot of doctors, by the way, made a big boo-boo. They thought it was a boy, it was a girl, really. Why? Because the string of the, what's his name? The connector. Yeah. The connector to the belly button, the belly button, the wire, so to speak, that extra connection actually looked like a boy's private. So the doctors made mistakes a lot of times. Wow. So besides that, and again, so this guy is trying to guess the future, and you're going to work on that.
Buy all the stuff.
What?
People buy all the stuff.
Right, yeah. So that's not allowed. You're not allowed to do these things. The best thing, Tamim tiyeh im Hashem elokecha, and finish. You serve God what it is, and what Hashem gives you, or some even worse. Oh, let's check if the baby has a Down syndrome. Chas v'shalom. What kind of nonsense is this? What does that mean? You're checking if the baby has Down syndrome. First of all, no woman. Here's a statement of the Torah. No woman should go to a doctor before she gives birth, unless she is in pain. You don't go to a doctor just because you're pregnant. What kind of nonsense is this? We go to a doctor because it's good. The doctor should check you out. For what? And what do? They give her this test. They give her glucose. They give her orange juice test. They torture a woman when they're pregnant. Leave them alone. Give them vitamins. Give her whatever needs her to give her strength. Unless a woman is suffering. If a woman is somehow discomforted while she's pregnant, I understand she goes to a doctor. But it's a normal thing today. People just, no, I have to make sure. What do you have to make sure? And let's say there's a problem. What are you going to do? You're going to abort? Chas v'shalom? You're going to do what Hashem says anyway. What's the point? If you're suffering, if a woman is suffering, the baby is not growing properly, and there is pain, I understand you go to a doctor. But just like that, because they decided to make a business called OBGYN, everybody's going to the doctor. For what? So they could make money? And they conduct all the tests, draw your blood, for what? Drawing a blood, we already said that Rabbi Moshe Feinstein held Clearly, Isur the right of Kabbalah, making you drawing blood for no reason. For what? Making holes, puncturing in yourself? Because the doctor said so? We need to know the future? Chas v'shalom.
What about
Chas
donating
v'shalom.
blood?
Tamim tiyeh Hashem Elokecha. What?
Donating blood?
Well, donating blood is, if that's needed, you do it.
Yeah.
But if you talk about, yes, making a hole in your body just because the doctor said so, people are crazy today. People are crazy. After 40 years old, we have to do colonoscopy. We have to go inside of you with a video and record to see if there's no cancer. What? Chas v'shalom. What kind of nonsense is this? Do you know what they do to you when they do colonoscopy? They go in with a machine and they tear apart tissues to protect you. Every little tissue. You know how many? They put a shot over here. Why do you think I'm against all those experiments of shots? They break 10 layers of skin to protrude through you and put it in and piss a metal inside of you. For what? You're 100% healthy. What are you doing it for? That's Isur the right of Kabbalah. Rabbi Moshe Feinstein clearly says you cannot do Kabbalah. It's Isur the right to cause harm to yourself. No, the doctors say it's an advisable idea. No, it's not. We don't listen to doctors. We never listen to doctors. The new Torah today that tells you to listen to doctors is ridiculous. We take a second opinion and we take a third opinion. If there's no choice, we go to a doctor. But on every little, not even anything. I understand every little thing you want to go to a doctor if you're in pain, you're suffering, you're in doubt. Okay, go to a doctor. But just because the TV told you it's a good thing to do the test, run tests on you, who said you're allowed to? If it's not invasive, okay, just to talk. But no, we have to go and we have to go inside and check you out because it's suggested by CDC. Go to sleep. We don't do such things. All right. Okay, but anyway, B'ezrat Hashem, obviously it's Avera to do this Avirot. So the person did Kosem. Now, what's the punishment? Hayav Malkut, gets slashed. The person plays around with the Kesamim, goes around and does witchcraft in order to find out what's going to be what future holds. You know the 8 ball, the what is it called? That bowl, right?
Shake the ball.
Shake the bowl. Yeah. Chas v'shalom. All those things are today probably it's a joke, but if there is, you could go to Malaysia, you could go to Africa. All those things that the people are still being busy with this thing. India, that will be, or go to Coney Island. There's ladies over there that read cards for you. All those things will be in Isur Lav Kesamim. Have a wonderful day.